Good morning and welcome to us. This morning I am going to give you a little tour of the farm and everything that we're working on and some of the new animals that we've brought on board. First of all, I'll take you over to the garden and give you a quick update in the garden. So we've got pretty much everything planted. We've got all of the seeds in and some plants that were starts that we purchased. So about a week ago I had gotten all of these starts in that you see down further down there and some that are here, and for whatever reason or however one of our goats got in and ate all of them. So we had to go back and purchase those starts again, and so we've just finished putting them in yesterday. And I have one last board to put up there on the fence, and I'm not sure if he was able to slip underneath the fence, or if the latch wasn't quite shut on the gate, but he was able to get in and tear everything up. And I've got to tell you, I was pretty upset about that. I had just finished spending the day putting all the soil in and planting everything, and then I went inside for about 10 minutes, and then I came out to find everything eaten, and all of the tags from the garden were all over the place. So I was not very happy about that, to say the least. But anyways, moving on, we've replanted everything now, and I have a former client of mine who's a friend as well, she stopped by yesterday and she brought us some more plants. I have to get those in this afternoon. So we've got a few more veggie plants. There's some ground cherries from what I understand and whatnot. So you see, this is what they do. They push along the fence, and this is the culprit right here, the one that just was pushing on the fence. And you can see how he's nearly been able to push over the step-in post here. So just fix that. And then later today, I don't know, it's supposed to rain, but I went and picked up the board, so we'll get it put there along the fence. And we've got some grass to cut today. I started to do it the other night, and I've got most of it done here, but we've got all up there to cut and all over on the other side of the house to cut. And it has been just so incredibly buggy with black flies and mosquitoes, and it actually gets to the point where it's completely unbearable. You're pushing the lawnmower. I don't have a ride-on mower, and so you're pushing the mower, and they're just in your face. They're in your eyes, your nose, your ears, and it's just incredibly uncomfortable. So I got some of it done the other night, and I'll have to finish that today. So we've got lots of things going on, and I'm not sure if you can hear me or hear her following us, but this is our newest addition, Willow. Willow, hello. Willow, hi. You're gonna say hello? Hi, Willow. So she is just about, she's 9 weeks now, and she is a bottle baby. So she is still having, usually, I know the lady was giving her 1 bottle a day. I think she had her down to, and we've been actually giving her 2 smaller bottles per day. So everybody's trying to get in on the action here. So hi. Oh, hello, Misty, hello. Hi. So she has 2 smaller bottles, usually 1 in the morning, and when I come out to open up everybody, and then 1 in the evening just before she goes in, about an hour or 2 before she goes in, so that she has a chance to pee and everything, because otherwise goats have this uncanny thing where they'll be outside the whole day, and then as soon as you go to put them up in their house, they will walk inside and just pee on the shavings. So I'm not sure if that's all goats or just happens to be our goats, but anyways, they happen to all do that. So I'll also take you in and show you our chicks if I can get inside without goats following me. All right, so we're back inside, and we have actually just changed our setup for the chicks a little bit. We had them outside yesterday. I had purchased this crate so that we could bring the baby goat home, Willow. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned her name is Willow. So anyways, that's the crate that we had purchased to bring her home in, and it was really inexpensive. We just ordered it off Amazon. I think it was about all of $45 or $50. and it'll come in handy for a lot of things around here. So we brought her home in that, and then yesterday we decided to take the chicks outside. They're 4 weeks today, and so they're mostly feathered. I'm hoping you can see they're mostly feathered, and we took them outside for a few hours, and we set them up in the garden. So the crate was out in the garden, which of course is all fenced. So if there was any chance of them getting out, which obviously there isn't in this crate, but we just figured it was a safer space. And then also the goats and the other chickens and whatnot are not hopping all over top of them and, you know, causing all kinds of chaos. They were able to have their own space and be there. So hi guys, hello. So we decided once they were already in the crate and we had moved them back in here, that we had to actually transfer them in a bin, in one of those blue bins, not with the lid on, in and out, because we'd taken the tray out. The tray is out right now, as you can probably see on the bottom. We wanted them to be out and on the grass so that they could peck at the grass and just get a little chance to get their feet out on the outside. So when we brought them back in, I said to my daughter, I said, you know what, we might as well just put them right in the crate in here instead of the little pen that we had set up. There's plenty of space in here, and of course all the sides are, you know, safe, and instead of having to have the chicken wire on top, and we can just open and close the door to do the feed and whatnot a couple times a day when we change their water and their food. So this is working much better now that we have a crate. We didn't have one before, and that's why we were using these panels and then the tarp. And that did work, and it sufficed for the time. Chickens, or baby chicks, aren't picky, just as long as they're safe and warm. Now I am noticing we haven't been having our little oil heater on for about maybe 5 or 6 days now, maybe close to a week, because it has been quite a bit warmer out and it hasn't been cold at night. But I'm noticing since we've moved them into the crate and we have moved the heat lamp up just a tad, that they have been sort of bundling up, you know, together, piling up together a little bit more. And I'm hoping it's warm enough. I've just checked the temperature in here and it's 17 degrees in the room. So, you know, and they are 4 weeks. So it should be warm enough, and they're still getting enough heat down here. And it just may be that they're just comfortable sleeping like that. I don't know. But it's not at all cold in here. So, and we removed the feather duster. We may just tuck it back or attach it to the side. They do like sleeping under it, but they're too big now for all of them to fit. So it was a good thing in the beginning. All of them would sleep underneath we call it the mother hen, the little feather duster over there. So, and it's watching, these two seem to be always kind of going at it. It's sort of funny. I'm not sure if that's like rooster behavior or not for this age, but anyways, they seem to be going at it quite a bit when we come in here. That's hospital chick, and one of the other ones, the one in the middle or the darkest one there, is hospital chick. So that one there, it's just cleaning himself or herself right now. So anyways, so I'll take you back outside, and we have the chickens are trying to get in on some of the last little scraps for the goat. My daughter, she's thinking about getting into 4-H, and but with everything going on in the world, 4-H has been sort of indefinitely on hold. So she has her one goat that she has been thinking about bringing into 4-H, but this goat here, because of the way she just sort of sticks by your side and does, you know, goes with you everywhere, I think she might even be a better option for her. So we'll see. So these are our two newest additions, besides Willow, is our two call ducks. So we have Samuel, which is the white one, and we have Sarah, which is the brown one. So obviously the male and the female. And we actually just got our first egg out of her yesterday. So we'll see. I have never tried duck eggs before. I've never eaten duck eggs, but I know lots of people eat duck eggs. So we may try eating the duck eggs. My daughter is really wanting to hatch out a couple of duck eggs and maybe have a few more ducklings. So we'll see. We've got a lot going on this year, so I'm not too sure if we're going to do that, but we'll think about it. We also have to make a bigger space for them This here actually is a dog crate. And it works fabulously for our purposes right now. We've just stuffed it full of straw and it's up on a pallet. It actually has little feet, so it would be okay if it sat on the ground, but we've just put it up on a pallet, and they, you know, they sleep in there and everything. And we, like I said, we've stuffed it so all the sides are nice and built. So it looks like Samuel's maybe had his breakfast and he's sitting there having a little nap. He's got his beak tucked into his feathers. So at night it's been a total challenge trying to learn how to get them into their little house there. And ducks aren't quite the same as chickens. Chickens will tend to, once again, Sky's chewing on a piece of stick or something. Chickens will just go in at night. They, you know, once it starts to get dark, we put the goats up in their house, and then we just open the we just open the big chicken coop door there on the side, and we leave it open for about 10 minutes, and the chickens, they have their own little door that they go in as well. So that's where they just kind of come and go through the day. I just try a little better. They go inside, in and out through the day in the little door, and then that way that the hens can lay the eggs and whatnot, or go in and get feed. And there's water all over the place, so they don't really need to go in and get water. There's buckets of water everywhere, but they will go in and out through the day. And then at night, we just open the big door in the evening, and we just leave that open for about 10 minutes, and they'll just go in and they'll maybe peck at a little bit of feed, and then they'll go up on their roost. But ducks, not the same thing at all. Oh my goodness, the first night my daughter and I spent chasing them round and round and round the pen. I wouldn't say chasing exactly, but just trying to walk and get them to go in, and they don't go in. And I don't know if that will come over time. Like, ducks are new to us, so I'm not sure if that will eventually come over time. But what we did, of course, YouTube's such an excellent source for trying to get information about things that you're not sure about, of course. So we went on YouTube and we took a look, and somebody had an excellent little video on how to get the ducks in at night. And what they did is they, sorry, the mosquitoes are starting to get really bad here. They took, well, they had like a little dog crate, couple panels from a dog crate, and so what they did is they tucked it against their fence and then wrapped it around in front of the duck house, so that when they'd walk around here, caged in area or fenced in area for the ducks would walk in front of them, and then they would go around behind their little house, and then they would have nowhere to go but to walk inside and just go inside their house. And so we did actually give that a try a few nights ago after trying to get them to go in, and we just walked around and got them with this. So sorry, there's a fence, there's some fencing there, a little couple step-in posts, and some mesh fencing actually. And so it was what I had left, and we have chicken wire. Chicken wire is such a hard thing to work with sometimes, but this stuff's pretty easy, and we just sort of roll it up during the day and put it there. But at night we just take those 3 posts and we just run one from the fence and then over a little further and then tuck one against the house, and then we can just walk around, and the ducks will go in front of us, and then they will actually just go right inside their house. And so that's been super simple the last few nights. The only thing I will say is that in front of the house, because the house is on a pallet and then it's, you know, also on feet, and they are just little, they try to get up, and it's a little bit difficult. So our plan is to I have like a little ramp thing that actually was meant to be a little chicken ladder for the chickens to get into the house. So I'm gonna change that and reconfigure it a little bit, and then they can just walk up a little ramp and go in. But we are also going to be building them a new little house, and it's just going to be something on 4x4 posts. It's going to be situated over there somewhat where that one is. And it'll just be a house that we can actually take and put insulation in, and a small like metal roof on it and everything, so that it'll be a little bit more robust, I guess you could say, for the winter months, because it does get to be like minus 35, minus 40 degrees Celsius here sometimes. And I really can't imagine a couple of ducks staying in that little house over the winter and being warm enough. So this is a good option for the summer. And I'm trying to get down the hill and not trip over Willow, because they have this uncanny thing where they'll walk beside you and then all of a sudden they'll cut in front of you. And so she keeps doing that. And I'm just trying not to trip over her. So we've got all of our plants planted in the little planters and the hanging baskets and whatnot. Got some tidying up to do there, but so we've got everything up there, and we've got the garden in, and now we're just trying to manage the day-to-day stuff that we've got going on, including, you know, keeping the grass cut and keeping the weeds out of the garden and keeping all the animals happy. So everything's going really good, and we're really happy to have Willow here. She's a good addition. She is such a good goat. She's super friendly, and she's the only thing is, man, I wonder if the neighbors wonder what's going on, because sometimes during the day she will just cry. It's quite loud, and it just sounds like a baby almost just screaming. So it's really quite funny. So we'll be inside doing something, or in the evening if we're having dinner or whatever, and you just hear, and she's like, "Blah!" And so it's really quite funny. But anyways, I guess she's just sort of, you know, crying out for somebody to be out here with her. She's had that much more attention being a bottle baby. So she's, you know, had somebody who's constantly been with her and whatever. And, you know, she views, I guess, me as her mom now a little bit. And so she's crying out and stuff if we're inside. She's looking for us to see where we are. But my daughter loves her. She loves playing with her. And she says she's the greatest thing that we've added to the farm. So yeah, I think there may be a change in some plans if she does end up getting to do 4-H this year. She's just enamored with her. But yeah, she's learning to eat hay and stuff now. It seems like, you know, I'm not sure what she was eating when she was at her home, her first home, but she likes to stand in the bowl. I'm not sure why, but she didn't seem to want to even touch hay. But she is only 8 weeks, so, you know, I guess that's about the time when they would start to be maybe learning to have more hay and not relying on mom getting weaned and whatnot. So, you know, that's sort of what's happening here. She's just learning to have the hay and whatnot, and she eats really good. She will have the hay if we are outside and we're standing around her, but if we're, you know, off doing something else, she just stands there and she cries a lot. She doesn't seem to want to stay with the boys. The boys have been a little bit rough on her initially, like especially Ozzy and Deku, those two they're the bad boys of the group. And this is Bramble, who's actually now trying to chew on my garden fence, but he is he's really good. He is the good little boy out of the group. He actually, it was so funny yesterday. What happened? Every morning after a couple hours goes by and they've had a bit of hay and they've been out on the grass, I'll come out and I'll give them a banana or an orange. And yesterday she was sort of just standing around down here, and I was up on the front porch, and I came out the door and I had an orange and a banana. They do like a little bit of orange. They love the orange peels. And the banana, and even the banana peels. So I had been standing up there, and the boys know, they come running up the stairs and they wait there for their banana and their orange. And she was sort of standing around, of course, not knowing, you know, the usual thing that goes on here. So they were all standing up on the gate and waiting to get the banana and the orange, and she was just sort of standing there at the bottom on the driveway part. And Bramble, who's the really good goat, he's my goat, I guess you could say. In the beginning we just had the two goats, and so one was my daughter's and one's mine, and so he went actually back down the stairs where she was, and he kind of, you know, was trying to bump her to go, hey, go up the stairs, you know, come on, there's a treat up here. And it was really cute. So he seems to be bonding with her really good. And He's a wether, so he's fixed. He's not, they won't be producing any babies. Those two, she will probably, when she's a couple years old, or just about a couple years old, we'll go and we will breed her probably with my sister-in-law, one of her goats. And so, but they just are all companions at this point. And so Bramble, the one that's just walking there in the middle beside my dog right now, he is such a good boy. He just is so gentle with her. If they're all doing something like off chewing grass or whatever, and she's standing there crying, he'll come back and he'll come get her. And it's really cute to watch. It's just cute to watch their little behaviors and their personalities. Ozzy, who you've met before in previous videos, he's the one that's walking furthest away right now. He's the black and white one with the, he's stopped there. He probably heard his name. Anyways, he's jealous. I can totally see that he's jealous. When I'm feeding the goat treats in the morning, they all come down and they stand around the bowl, and you know, they all have their little bit of goat treats. And she's been coming. She's learning that the goat treats are out, and so she's coming to get the goat treats. And he'll come along and he just pushes her out of the bowl, and he's so upset that she's here. Deku, my daughter's goat, the one that's, you know, sort of her favorite, he doesn't really do too much to her. A couple of times he's kind of reared up and tried to buck her and stuff like that, but he doesn't have any horns on her or anything. He's not hurting her. It's just, I guess everybody's sort of establishing where she fits in the group of goats. But Bramble has been really good with her. So, yeah, she's, hi Willow, are you gonna come say hi? Are you gonna come say hi? Well, Hunter's gonna come say hi. Hunter has been rolling around in the shavings everywhere. Yeah, hi Hunter. So anyways, she's fitting in really well. She's doing good, and this week we're going to be really working to try and wean her more off the bottle and getting her to have more hay. But she is a joy. She's a really cool goat to have. She's a lot of fun, and she's just got such a sweet little personality. So anyways, that's an update for today. Chickens are all hanging around, scratching and doing their thing. And oh, we actually lost another chicken this week. I'm not too sure why. These chickens are about 2 years old, maybe going on 3 years old now. And we've had 3 that have died in about 3 months. It seems like one a month. And so the first one seemed to have something a little bit wrong with her. She seemed to be having some sort of a seizure or something when she died. She wasn't doing too well. The second one, when she died about a month ago, when I went into the coop, she was just sort of nestled up there with her head down, and she looks like she just passed away. And this third one that died, I noticed when I went in the morning to let everybody out, she stayed up on the roost, and so I went up and I pet her a little bit and everything, and she didn't really want to come down or come out. So I'm not too sure. She must have known she wasn't feeling well and whatnot. And when we went out about an hour or 2 later, she was outside. She was same thing, just sort of laying there on the ground, and that was that. So, you know, we don't have anything around that they're eating that they shouldn't be, and I am just not too entirely sure. It just may be a thing that they've just, you know, they've gotten to an age and they just passed on. But, you know, usually chickens live a little bit more than 2 years. So we'll see. The other ones seem to be all healthy and well, and I guess we're just keeping an eye on them. There was no sort of outward symptoms, nothing to indicate that they were unwell or that that there was something wrong with them. So I'm not too sure. I know a neighbor had said that she had lost a couple chickens as well, had just died. So I guess it's just, I don't think there's anything around here. We've kind of, you know, we know the property pretty well and what's around, and there just isn't anything. Thanks, Elliot. There isn't anything that they shouldn't be getting into. So anyhow, we've got the 7 new chicks that'll be coming out and joining the rest of the flock soon, and so we're pretty excited about that, and a little bit nervous too, I'm not gonna lie, mixing in these little small chickens. It'll be another couple weeks before they go out, but they'll be going in at night as well. I understand that's the best way to introduce. We've introduced chickens before, but they've been full-size chickens to a flock, so a previous flock that we've had. And we ended up losing that whole entire flock to a grizzly bear. So that had broken in and just destroyed the coop and ate all the chickens. Well, he took the chickens, I guess. We didn't find any parts or anything around the coop, but he got all of our chickens. So, and that was before we moved to this property. But so anyways, you know, hopefully we've got the electric fencing and stuff up when it gets to be fall, so hopefully we don't have to deal with that again. But we'll see how it works out with introducing them. I'm going to be a nervous mama when I put them out that night, I'm sure. But I'm sure they'll be okay, and we'll probably be out bright and early to make sure in the morning when they be able to see each other and everything that everything is fine. So anyways, thank you for joining us for this update, and we look forward to sharing more with you. And so take care and see you next time.